Okay, so let's do a summary of an open clinic, efficient use of the players on your court. What things are important and what things aren't. So anybody can run an open clinic. Okay, what you do is you take 10 people, you divide them up any way that you want. You feed some drills, and you look at your watch, and when it's an hour and a half or less, sometimes you say, let's pick up and go home. Okay, see you guys later. That's one way of doing it. Or we can do similar to some of the suggestions that I've made today. So what are they? One is coming prepared. That means music. That means having a game plan, a lesson plan, and being willing to tear it up at the last second and change. The second is you have to have things in the right order. So you have to start with an appropriate drill, have appropriate drills in the middle, the meat of it, and you have to have a really bang drill at the end of it, so you go out with a bang. Other things are personalities on court, the day of the week that you're teaching, the weather, like if you're going on vacation right after the clinic, or it's on a Friday, that has a different flavor to it than a Monday clinic. So that's important. Personalities, mood on a particular day, matchups of the players, relative strengths of the team, the drill that fits the level. You can go on and on. There's so many different things, and you can think of your own that would go into it. One thing that we haven't touched on is that when we have, I'll make an easy example. So we have 3 courts and we have 18 players. It should be 6, 6, and 6. If any pro cannot make it 6, 6, and 6, then they aren't worth it as a tennis pro. They're not good enough. It has to go 6, 6, and 6. And in order for it to go 6 and 6, it can't be just this 6 go on this court, this 6 on that court. You need 1 through 6. You need 7 through 12, and you need 13 through 18. And that's not always easy because 12 and 13 can be very close. And now you have to talk about personality, how hard somebody hits. But it has to go 6, 6, and 6. I'm adamant about that. Unless, one court is ranked beginner and the next court is highly advanced, okay, then you can't do it. But that's usually not the case. You should be able to divide to make it 6, 6, and 6. Now, how do you do that? You don't say, John, leave my court and go on the next court, it's a demotion. You can't talk like that. So what you do is you make sure it's a pickup. And a lot of times what I've done is while I'm figuring out in my head, I'll mention Jeff or another pro, I'll say, okay, we're going to do a pickup in 2 minutes. We'll do a pickup, and when we do the pickup, I'll go over to a person and I'll say, John, would you mind going on Jeff's court to make it even? It's relatively the same level. And when you ask people like that, a lot of times they'll say, yes, why not? So, but there are wrong ways to do it and right ways to do it. So that's very, very important. So, I would encourage you to add your own ideas into what I've offered. But I will tell you this, the more things that you use to make this clinic the best that it could possibly be, the better. And by the way, all of this stuff is not talked about. It's all beneath the surface. The last analogy I'll make is an open clinic is like an iceberg. And what you see on that court is the tip of the iceberg. And what you do, well, we know, it's the 90% below the surface, 90% below the surface.
Okay.